What's up, Arrows? I'm Kashawn and you are watching The Book Archer. Today I am bringing you guys my review and book talk and book discussion on Winter by Marissa Meyer. This is the fourth and final installment in the Lunar Chronicles. This is the end. It is officially over. Tears. I have been waiting for this for the longest, and of course I had to conquer this mammoth in November, all 820 pages of it. So I'm here with my thoughts on this book. So the first minute of this will be non-spoilery, and then we'll move on to the spoilery stuff. For those who don't know and who have not read the Lunar Chronicles, the sci-fi and fairy tale retelling that follows this main character named Cinder and a cast of other characters that you meet in each book, Scarlet, Cress, and now Winter, who are all trying to conquer this evil queen and rid the world of her domination. The first three books are action-packed. They're filled with multiple character point of views, and there are just great plot lines and storylines that intertwine, and you get to see them all play out. Now, I gave Cinder 4 stars. I gave Scarlet 4 stars, although I don't like her. I gave Cress 5 stars. It was absolutely amazing. And then this is the last book. So I have absolutely been loving this entire series. It is so hard for me to rate this book. I read this maybe over a week or two ago, so I've kind of let myself settle in my feelings because there were many aspects of this book that I absolutely loved and adored, but there were just other aspects that were a letdown. If you haven't read Winter, then you can go ahead and feel free to exit this video because pretty soon I'm going to be getting to the spoilery stuff. So bye! Come back after you've read Winter and we can talk about it. Let's get to the characters. First of all, I absolutely loved Winter and Jason in this book. Winter is the only main character in the Lunar Chronicles that we were getting hints about and evasive talk about since the very first book. You were always hearing about the elusive lunar princess, always hearing murmurs about her beauty, and I was a little bit nervous because I was like, gosh, I don't want Winter to come and then be disappointed, and I immediately fell in love with her. She is so likable and she is so unique. I absolutely love characters who are just don't remind you of anybody else that you've ever read about. She didn't remind me of any other main protagonist that I've ever read about in a story. She's definitely very kind-hearted but intelligent at the same time. To be crazy, Winter is off her rocker, but to be so crazy, she has these little intelligent tidbits. I just completely loved and enjoyed the complexity of her character. She was very defined in who she was. She had very specific morals and she stuck to those morals. Such a fleshed out character, which I really loved. I enjoyed the fact that her and Jason is the only romance that was beginning before the Lunar Chronicles. Everybody has a new babe. Scarlet and Wolf are insta love. I don't like them. I don't know why y'all stand for them. But Winter and Jason have that old love that has grown from friendship, and I was just I'm so here for it. I love y'all. So yes, as far as her being introduced as a character, I'm so glad that she was the main character, the main one in this story. I absolutely loved her. As far as seeing the other characters again, I really enjoyed seeing Cress and Thorn again. I love them. I love their dynamic, how tech savvy Cress is, and Thorn with his wit and him really trying to come to terms with the feelings that he loves Cress and the way he feels about her. OMG, the Cress and Thorn scenes when he's basically I thought that I was kissing you, because the first thing I thought was he was when he was I think I'm in love with you. So I was like, oh girl, get him. Thorn is my absolute bae. I love him. He's definitely my favorite male character in the Lunar Chronicles. Scarlet, I don't really like Scarlet. I don't know why y'all care for her. I understand that she's a strong character, but I just feel she was so stank. It really bothered me when she was telling Winter to hush up about Jason when they were leaving the palace and escaping. But all she does is whine and think about Wolf, 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 Wolf. But you're mad at Winter because she missing Jason? Are you kidding me? I don't like her. Wolf, I don't dislike him, but just his association to Scarlet makes me dislike him. I will say that I do love Winter and Scarlet as a pairing just because their personalities are opposite. So I did enjoy certain scenes with those two people together. There were so many standout scenes. One of the first ones that really just like pulled me in was when they went to the sector that was supposed to be housing Cinder, and Scarlet and Thorn had to like hold her back and cover her while she was crying, and they were like shooting the citizens, trying to get them to give up where her location was. And then Wolf Mom goes up there like ready to die for her cause. It was so moving. I like loved it. Like, it was so good. I also loved the scene when Scarlet and go to recruit like a pack to fight for them, because I did not see that coming at all. I wasn't expecting it. The anticipation was so ratcheted up during that scene. It was like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So those are definitely a few of the scenes that stood out for me. The Snow White theme plays out when Levana comes disguised as the old lady with the sour candy apple things, and then they have to put her in like the case. I was like, this is so freaking clever. The main issues that I had were majority with the second half of the book. I feel like Winter should not have been the last book in the series. There was so much going on that sometimes it became like too much for one book, and you couldn't really flesh out certain details in this one book. I think it was really crazy to be introducing a main character to a story in the last book. So not only do we have to get introduced to Winter and Jason and anybody connected with them. Cinder just got to Luna. She had to plan this revolution, and then she has to get all the people routed up and then execute the revolution and then kill Queen Levana and then rule after that. Like, that is a lot for one book. I really feel like this series should have been 5 books. The first 4 books introducing you to these characters, and then like the last book being mainly about the lunar revolution. It just makes the most sense to me, because then in the last book all you would have to be doing is focusing on that revolution, world building, which we didn't get to see much of the lunar society, which I was very disappointed in, aside from the people who were in the palace and a little bit of the court. Like, we didn't actually get to see the day-to-day workings. You couldn't really get to focus on your ships. The last book could have just really took the time to slow burn all of those things and then wrap up with the revolution. I feel like this book should have just been the introduction of Winter, and then Cinder basically announcing like, yep, I've arrived. You have certain people that they're escaping, then they're getting caught. They're escaping, then they're getting caught. And it's like, it becomes redundant. So Marissa Meyer could have focused more detail in this book if she didn't feel like she had to tie up every single loose end in this one book. Also, my 2 other main issues with Winter, the fact that nobody died. Now, I understand that this is a fairy tale retelling. It's a fairy tale retelling. They have to end up happily ever after. Everybody has to end up together. You can't have Cinder and not have Kai. Okay, well, if you feel that way, then kill off a couple. Scarlet and Wolf could have gone. Thor and Cress could have gone. And I love Thor and Cress. My heart would have stopped. In the last final scene where Levana was using Cress and Thor to fight each other and fight Cinder, I was like, oh my god, my babies, they're gonna die. I feel like it still would have made sense. For the way that Marissa Meyer crafted Levana as evil as she was throughout the series, somebody had to die. Levana was killing people left and right. And you mean to tell me out of like 6 or 7 main characters, nobody died? Nobody died in the last book. Come on. Kill Eco then. I mean, she's not, you know, take her chip. Even Torin, who I love, Kai's mentor, Torin could have died. Like, there should have been some type of character death for it to be realistic. That really bothered me a lot. My other main issue is we did not get the full-on scene of Queen Levana's death. She shot her and it fades to black. What? We have been waiting for Queen Levana and her evil self to get off for the last 2 or 3 books, and you mean to tell me they're not going to show the scene? We just wake up 2 months later and oh, she dead. Like, wait, what? The only reason that you would see that happening if it's like a cliffhanger and Queen Lavanna's not really dead, but if she's really dead, I want to see Cinder like snatching the knife that Lavanna stabs her in the heart with and like gutting her. We want that scene. We want the scene. She is the evil queen. It could have been poison. She could have did whatever. Like, I wanted to see Queen Lavanna's death, which is why I couldn't give the book 5 stars, because as I was reading it, it felt like a 5-star read. It was feeling good. Everything was flowing. The writing was on point. The characters were on point. The action scenes were flowing. But the closer and closer it got towards the end of the story, I just started to feel a dissatisfaction. And that, for me, took away an entire star, unfortunately. Do I still recommend the Lunar Chronicles? Yes, I do. I absolutely loved it. Overall, 4.5 star book series. Winter is probably 4 stars. Yeah, this was my winter book talk. Leave all of your comments down below and just warn people for spoilers. But I want to talk to you guys about winter. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at TheBookArcher, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!